Thank you for visiting our channel. Please like, share and subscribe for more exciting food videos. How to make perfect Scotch eggs, a simple, crispy recipe, step by step. Scotch eggs are a classic British snack that's crispy, savory, and surprisingly easy to make at home. Originating in London in the 18th century, they've become a pub favourite for good reason: perfectly soft-boiled eggs wrapped in seasoned sausage and golden breadcrumbs. What makes them special? They're versatile as a picnic staple, party appetizer, or even a hearty breakfast. Once you try homemade Scotch eggs, you'll never go back to store-bought. Let's break down the simple steps to make them perfectly crispy every time. What are Scotch eggs? A Scotch egg is a handheld snack that turns simplicity into something extraordinary. A soft or hard-boiled egg wrapped in seasoned sausage, rolled in breadcrumbs and deep-fried until golden. The result? A crispy shell giving way to juicy sausage and a perfectly cooked egg center. Think of it as a protein-packed surprise. Each bite balances texture and flavor, with the crunch of the coating, the savoriness of the meat, and the richness of the egg. The classic components. Every traditional Scotch egg has 3 key layers. The egg, usually soft or hard-boiled, though runny yolks are a favorite for contrast. The sausage, seasoned pork, like breakfast sausage, is most common, but any ground meat works. The crust, breadcrumbs, often panko, create that signature crunch after frying. Some recipes add herbs or mustard to the sausage for extra flavor. Others swap standard breadcrumbs for crushed crackers or cornflakes for extra crispiness. Variations beyond the classic. Not a fan of frying? You can bake Scotch eggs for a lighter version. They'll be less greasy but still delicious. For vegetarians, swaps like spiced lentils, mashed chickpeas, or plant-based sausage mimic the texture and heartiness. Ever had a scotched quail egg? Many versions make elegant party bites. Some chefs even experiment with duck eggs or adding cheese into the meat layer. No matter how you make them, Scotch eggs are about contrast. Crispy outside, tender inside, and always satisfying. History and origin of Scotch eggs. Scotch eggs have a backstory as rich as their flavor, but pinning down their exact origin stirs up debate. While they feel undeniably British today, their roots might stretch further than you think. The London department store theory. Most food historians credit London's luxury department store Fortnum and Mason for inventing Scotch eggs in 1738. They were created as portable, shelf-stable snacks for wealthy travelers. Think of them as the 18th century version of gourmet gas station fare. The original version likely used expensive spices and finely minced meat, a far cry from today's pub-style bites. The Indian connection. Some argue Scotch eggs took inspiration from Nargisi kofta, a Mughlai dish where spiced meat coats boiled eggs before frying. British colonists in India could have adapted the idea, bringing it back home with a simpler, sausage-heavy twist. It's a plausible theory, given how many Anglo-Indian dishes emerged from cultural exchange. From picnic food to pub grub. Early Scotch eggs were practical. Durable enough for long carriage rides or outdoor meals. By the 1800s, they became a staple in picnic baskets across England. But how did they end up in pubs? Post-World War II, pubs needed cheap, filling bar snacks that could be made in bulk. Scotch eggs fit the bill, easy to prep ahead, satisfying, and pairing perfectly with a pint. The shift from delicate travel food to hearty pub fare explains why modern versions often feature chunky sausage and a crispier crust. Key moments in their evolution. Fortnum and Mason reportedly sells the first Scotch eggs. Gains popularity as a picnic and train journey snack. Pubs adopt them as staple bar food, simplifying recipes for mass appeal. No matter where they started, one thing's clear. Scotch eggs have staying power. They've morphed from a fancy travel snack into a comfort food icon, proving that simple ideas often taste the best. Essential ingredients for Scotch eggs. The magic of a Scotch egg lies in its simple but carefully chosen ingredients. Each component plays a role in creating that perfect bite, crispy on the outside, juicy in the middle. Here's what you'll need to make the classic version, plus ideas for tweaking flavors to your taste. Choosing the right sausage meat. The sausage layer is what gives Scotch eggs their hearty, savory flavor. While pork sausage is the traditional choice, you're not limited to just one option. Pork sausage, breakfast or Cumberland, is the go-to for its balanced fat content, which keeps the meat moist during cooking. Opt for a mix with around 20% fat for the best texture. Beef or lamb sausage works well if you prefer a richer taste. Lamb pairs especially nicely with herbs like rosemary or mint. Seasoning tips. If your sausage is plain, boost it with a pinch of salt, black pepper, and a spoonful of mustard or Worcestershire sauce. Fresh herbs like thyme or sage add a bright contrast to the richness. Pre-packaged sausage meat saves time, but if you're grinding your own, aim for a coarse texture. It holds together better when wrapping the eggs. That's it for part 1. Now you know how to make those delicious, crispy Scotch eggs. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll cover some fun variations and tips to make your Scotch eggs even more delicious. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe.